Hi everybody, it's Jake from Everything is Jake 57, and today brings us to the Amargosa Canyon. We're at the north end, and we are going to conclude season 1 of Everything is Jake 57 with a trip down to the Amargosa River. And what we are looking for is the ghost railroad of the Amargosa Canyon, and that was called the Tonopah and Tidewater. It's kind of interesting and always funny of these old railroad names that it never reached on its own Tonopah, and it never reached its own, especially to the Tidewater, which originally was supposed to be all the way to San Diego. Tonopah they could get to by the merger with the Bullfrog Goldfield Railroad that we will talk about later in a future episode of Everything is Jake in season 2. And then you would get on the Tonopah and Goldfield that would take you from Goldfield up to Tonopah. The story of the Tonopah and Tidewater is amazing. It's a corporate double cross. The railroad didn't even need to go through Amargosa River, but it did. So let's head down this trail here to the Amargosa River and see what we can find of the Ghost Railroad, Tonopah and Tidewater. Hey everybody, it's Jake. We've now reached the Amargosa River Valley here. And as you can see behind me, you see the rail grade of the Tonopah and Tidewater. It took about 3,000 mules, they say, and 3,000 Chinese laborers to build through here. It took a whole year to get from the south end of Amargosa Canyon to the north end at Tecopa. So with that, let's go check out a few things further down on the rail line, and we'll go from there. Hey everybody, Jake. We are now down on the river bottom floor, and this is totally awesome. As you can see behind me, and even at my feet, this is the rail grade of the Tonopah and Tidewater. It was in service from 1907 to 1940. But this is really cool to be able to see the old ties, the rail impressions in the ties, and the beautiful scenery out here in Northeast California, not too far from Death Valley. So let's continue on up or down the rail grade and see what else we can find. Hi everybody, that peaceful sound you hear is the Amargosa River. And the river is just west of the Tonopah Tidewater rail grade. And there's a lot of restoration going on in here. We're going to quickly head up to what's called the Slot Canyon. Then we're going to head down south of the place where we first saw the rail grade and see if we can find the old siding of Acme. And then hi everybody, we've come about a half mile west of the Tonopah and Tidewater rail grade, and we're up this wash, and then you can see behind me this Slot Canyon. It's really cool. It's very narrow. Looks like you get flash floods here for sure in the summertime. So let's check it out and get a few pictures, and then we're going to head back south along the Tonopah Tidewater Rail Grade. Hey people, Jake. We've reached, this is really cool. This is the former siding on the Tonopah and Tidewater called Acme. And Acme was here to receive things such as talc and gypsum and any other metals that they could then put on the Tonopah Tidewater and head out of here and back to civilization. We're going to go farther south if we can and see. I think there's some railroad cuts down there that would be totally awesome. Then we are also going to head a little north, maybe north of the canyon. See, I've heard there's a Y north of the canyon. So as we talk about in Ghost Railroads, we want to check out and see if we can find a Y. So let's head south, see if we can find these cuts that we're talking about. And once again, this is the site of a siding called Acme. Hi everybody, Jake again. We are now south of the Acme siding where we saw the loading bins for the gypsum mines and China Ranch. We're now heading south deeper into Amargosa Canyon, and we have found this cut on the rail grade. It's totally awesome. You can see what an engineering feat it was to get through this canyon, and this will be another discussion as part of our new episode, but we want to get a little farther down and give you kind of a great introduction to the Tonopah and Tidewater. So let's head south. Everything is Jake 57. Hi everybody, Jake. We've come a little bit farther down to the Amargosa River and the confluence with what's called Willow Creek. And you can see there's been some flash floods or just over the years flooding on the Amargosa that cut out this piece. You can see the next cut to the south behind me. We went all the way down and tried to cross. We can't. So this gets us to the farthest southern point of our video this time. We still got a little bit farther north we're going to go, but this will get us back to then the end of season 1, episode 10. Everything is Jake 57. And Jake, everybody. We've now headed north of Acme. Gonna head farther north here and see what we can find. And we came across right here the Tonopah Tidewater. You can see a old bridge abutment, and actually the pipe that was under the abutment at the rail grade. This is totally awesome. We're gonna go see if we can see a waterfall, they say up here, and see if we can find any old railroad relics farther north. Hey people, Jake, continuing our journey north from Acme. We did see the trail to the waterfall. We'll check that out in a little bit. But you can see another cut for the Tonopah Tidewater heading north, going toward Tecopa. Hey everybody, Everything is Jake 57 has reached Amargosa River waterfalls. These are totally cool. Obviously they're running higher today due to being wintertime. In the summer it's probably just a little trickle, but listen to the peaceful waterfall before we head on to our next adventure. Well everybody, we've climbed our way out of Amargosa Canyon. What a great thrill today to follow the old Tonopah and Tidewater rail bed, see the river, Amargosa River waterfall, and a whole bunch of the cuts that were engineering feats way back in 1906, 1907 when this was made, the rail. So this is our introduction to the Tonopah and Tidewater. We will go look before we conclude the Y, which is at the north end, Tidewater. So thanks to Catherine, thanks to you all. Please subscribe, it's free, and we'll go see if we can find the Y here before we conclude Season 1, Episode 10. Hey everybody, Jake. And as we talk about on Everything is Jake 57, on these ghost railroads, one of the fun things we look for is what's called the Y. And behind me, you can see the Tonopah Tidewater railroad grade heading north towards Shoshone and some of the prizes farther north. And to your right, my left, you can see a Y. This is the south leg of the Y. I think we're at a former site called Zabriskie. Zabriskie was named after Chris Zabriskie, who was famous in Death Valley history. But I think this is the southern leg of the Y, and we're going to go up the rail bed a little bit farther and see if we can find the north leg of the Y. Everybody, Jake just came north of the south leg of the Y here at the Tonopah and Tidewater Railroad. I think this place was called Zabriskie. There was a station and siding here. But also, it looks like now we found the north part of the Y. The Y was used to either turn trains around or store vehicles or store rail cars. But we found the south, now we found the north. And this is as far as north we're going to go for this episode. Hey everybody, Jake. We found the south leg of the Y here at Zabriskie on the Tonopah and Tidewater. And now we found the north leg. So we came down the north leg, and lo and behold, as you can see behind me, you can see where the two legs, the north leg and the south leg, converge to allow trains to turn around or store rail cars. So this is awesome. I love finding the Ys. I hope you enjoyed this total introduction to the Tonopah and Tidewater video. Stay with us, The next one will be coming out soon. Everything is Jake 57.